The Justice Department takes legal action against 6 states over voter registration data. But here's where it gets controversial. Washington, in a bold move that has stirred significant debate, the U.S. Justice Department filed lawsuits on Thursday against 6 states, accusing them of refusing to hand over their complete statewide voter registration lists. This legal action targets the top election officials in California, Michigan, Minnesota, New York, New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania, alleging that their refusal to provide these records violates federal law. Attorney General Pam Bondi emphasized the importance of maintaining clean voter rolls as the cornerstone of free and fair elections. She stated, "Every state has a responsibility to ensure that voter registration records are accurate, accessible, and secure. States that fail to meet this obligation will face the Department of Justice in court." The lawsuits, filed in federal courts within each of the 6 states, demand that election officials release all voter registration information, including names, dates of birth, driver's license numbers, and partial Social Security numbers. The Justice Department argues that withholding these records obstructs its ability to verify whether states are complying with the list maintenance requirements outlined in the Help America Vote Act, a federal law designed to ensure the integrity of voter rolls. This is not the first time the Justice Department has taken such action. Earlier, it sued Oregon and Maine for failing to provide details about their voter list maintenance procedures and for withholding copies of their statewide voter registration rolls. Attorney General Bondi initially requested this information from states earlier in the year to assess their adherence to voting rights laws. However, some state officials expressed concerns about privacy and legal constraints when asked to share voter registration data. For instance, California's Secretary of State raised privacy protection issues in response to the Justice Department's request. Similarly, Minnesota's top election lawyer argued that the department had not presented a clear legal basis for accessing the state's voter registration list. He also requested assurances that the data would be handled securely and used appropriately before considering any disclosure. New Hampshire's Secretary of State cited state law as a barrier to releasing its voter registration list, informing the Justice Department in an August letter that such disclosure was prohibited. This legal battle unfolds against a backdrop of ongoing controversy surrounding election integrity. Former President Donald Trump has long criticized state voting procedures, alleging, without evidence, that voter rolls contained deceased individuals or non-citizens illegally registered to vote. He has repeatedly claimed that the 2020 election was marred by widespread fraud, assertions that courts have consistently rejected after numerous lawsuits challenging the election results. After returning to the White House in January, Trump signed an executive order aimed at reforming U.S. elections. This order directed the Election Assistance Commission, a federal regulatory body, to require proof of citizenship documentation on the National Voter Registration Form, and mandated states to record details about the documents voters present. However, federal judges have blocked key provisions of this executive order, particularly those imposing new proof of citizenship requirements for voter registration, citing legal challenges. And this is the part most people miss. While the Justice Department insists on transparency and compliance with federal law, states argue that privacy concerns and state laws protect voter information. This raises a critical question. Should states prioritize voter privacy over federal oversight? Or does federal law rightly demand full access to ensure election integrity? What do you think? Is the Justice Department justified in suing these states, or are the states right to protect their voters' privacy? Share your thoughts and join the conversation below. Melissa Quinn is a seasoned political reporter for CBSNews.com, specializing in U.S. politics with a focus on the Supreme Court and federal judiciary.